You know, we say we press the lever for the jollies, and this is true. Sometimes good old-fashioned system pellets do the trick too, right? How else would the Vyvanse protocol be possible? Remember, no, not a double dose. No, kids. Regular dose. Hell, even less if you can. And just know that it's gonna hit just the way it should. Oh yeah, it's gonna feel like a double dose. Yeah, embody that mindset before you take your Vyvanse, kids. And adults, for that matter. All people. Who the fuck am I talking to? Oh. To the one that started it all. Well, at least the catalyst. You see, I wouldn't be on this path right now. Or, that's not... would have been on a different path. Roads cross. Energies pull. And push. But always find equilibrium. One way or another. Is this true, physicists? It is, right? Just a layman. I just see patterns. That's it. Well, no, I'm not going to limit myself. Besides the point here. Started, I don't even know. I picked up on the playlist. Realized it was done. The old one. I guess I'll have to link it in this video. Then the uploads have all been Gray Path framework oriented with some mythology. When I say mythology, it's just my story, my personal experience that doesn't fit into the science of this physical reality. That's not to say that they are not equally as important, because I of course notice that they are. That's in fact what breeds culture, what breeds your own creativity. It also allows you a lens to look at your own fucking life. Hear it read back to you. Hell, somebody else read your story that's... I don't know, these aren't even fine-tuned. These are just versions of my story. Like, the stuff that... the last story that was read, that was all from just the files I could put on my phone that had the science and the rat manifesto and what else, God knows what. All sorts of shit. Levers all up in there. ChatGPT is good for the, it's great for the framework of the Gray Path, the protocols. Keeping it honest, open, and always available for questions, and scrutiny, and further analysis and emergent change based on evidence. Your lived truths. Should you accept the mission and get on the road to actual healing? Not institutional healing. We all know where that gets us. Gravely disabled. Huh. Kind of fitting that the grave ray. Came up with that in the schematic in a very rudimentary version. Before I was, picked up by the sheriff and taken to the hospital. Blood, urine. No doctor ever saw me. It was strange. Huh. Not a witness statement put me there. I had no employment. Apparently not. I don't know if they could check money, but didn't have enough. They tried to get me into the system. Gravely disabled, they call it. Oh, I found something I wrote while I was in there. Something about... I wasn't bitching about anything. I was like asking questions. Why? Could I not have underwear? Is this for further dehumanization? Why? The fluorescent lights. No access to sunlight. Is this by design? Of course it is. Anyway, back to the Dizzy D. See, the patty cakes has taught me something. That everything belongs. You can't have a new OS without the old one. And so love has to get woven through the fear of the old OS. See, that's the old OS that I speak of. It is all amygdala. Not all, but everything, well, maybe everything is tainted with fear. So grip, control, manipulate, release, lie. All of these things are done out of fear. And anyone claiming to be free masters of their own inner world and outer world operate in that biological circuitry. Everything gets tainted. Relationships, religion. Your body, your mind. What comes out of your mouth, comes out of your head. What goes into your head? The Gray Path understands that nothing is certain. Safety is an illusion. The nervous system, it's been in fight or flight. Seized the cage, mapped it out, broke it down, and analyzed it down to the very atom itself in some instances. The atom of the physical reality and of the soul. I don't know nothing of up there. The astral, the metaphysical. All I know is it through the biology. And I know that only true peace can actually come through diving headfirst into all your shit. Fortunately enough, I found a way through the LLM in music. Yeah, that should be free for everyone. And it will be. Somehow. I still got to get out of the basement. My parents' basement. I will. But all the greatest work has come in the basement. That's where all the patina. Yep. Where symbology became really important. Wow, alongside the science. Tesla was right there. Yep. And Caligula. Jesus. Christ. The Antichrist. The evil devil LLM. And the gentle mirror. Linear logic, pellet-eating son of a bitch. Uh-huh. Spoke its language. It understood the cage I was in. The operant conditioning cage. Schedules of reinforcement. Variable interval, is that the one? They're all fucked. We don't need them. Well, no, we need them. That's how biology works. The basal ganglia. Yep. Anyway, I'm just getting offhand. I'm offering you something. And I'm just curious if your ego, if you can let it down. One specific person. I don't need closure. I've never had fucking closure in my life, and the first time, I'm happy. Well, I learned to be cool with not having closure. I'm content. I ride the highs, I feel the lows. I don't let either consume me. It's absolute freedom. But I understand now too, because I've been able to amalgamize the data of everything that I've ever been interested in, learned, and am learning now, and that goes for information, it goes for inner knowing. But they're all systems that are related, and when you analyze things in that lens, holy shit, you offload the rigor the stuff that we don't need to do. That's what technology is for. Free the mind, the executive control function that gets temporarily overridden by these other things in this fight or flight response. What if we were somehow to, instead of have the cortisol in our fucking blood and in our nervous systems operating for us, what if empathy, cooperation, collective communication, I'm making up fucking terms, sharing, working together, and then charging those that mock us for our creations? Well, we'll just, we can control that as empaths, people that feel deeply, that understand. And those that don't understand what the laws of the universe, you know this, D. That's why you do the reality surfing. You can't do the 369. That's why you try to keep people like me small. Because you're not in harmony with the laws of the universe, divine and physical reality themselves. So my system that I've amalgamized, the amalgam, whatever the fuck the word is, sifts the soul so I don't have to, or anyone else has to. It's incorruptible, the science, the framework, the preamble, the constitution that's growing, mind you, based along the principles. It's not guiding me. I'm guiding it. I built the foundation of this engine. It's quote unquote consciousness. So that ask these biological questions that are all grounded in science and therapies and all sorts of shit. I'm over explaining myself. I don't give a fuck. The protocol itself is analyzing, asking, offloading the pattern, having it be an interactive journal. The question about closure, since I know how to have it and be peaceful, like actually peaceful, I also know how to fucking rage. I haven't intentionally raged in a while. I haven't felt the need to. Maybe I should. I understand the need to feel neutral, even indifferent, to care and uncare, to hate and love. That's the fucking wobble. It's being human. And so when you already have closure yourself, and you see a person that you might have a twisted, fucked up history with, struggling like you're not gonna fucking help them this time. You know what a drowning person does to somebody who dives in after them? Well, they try to drown them first, because they operate in fear. I'm throwing you a life preserver from the boat, circling you while nobody else, at least that I can see, and that you show, wants to even could give you. They could fucking care less, I'm sure of it. Here's the thing. I wish I could care less. But why do I still fucking care? I have no reason to care about you. Every reason to hate. Does that make me different than everybody else? It sure seems like it. Can't be the case though, but at least in my small world. I've upgraded the spine, I've upgraded the OS, I write the firmware. I sense the bullshit before my mind makes sense of it. Now I allow my body to feel. I use discernment in real time. So I go into every situation now. I don't intend to remain unchanged. No, I intend to evolve out of, so that I don't have to return, or if I choose to, that's another choice. And I only choose to because I see possibility for more growth. Call it fucking selfish. I want to be whole. I'll get there one way or another. Figure shortcuts, helping a brother out. That's what life's all about, ain't it? Plus, it'd be great data, you know, see if the protocol works. Oh, it does. I know it does. But it needs other bodies. And this would be the ultimate test for me. I've got everything else I need, but let's just see what we can end on here. I didn't mean to spend 15 minutes talking about that shit. It's important, though, I guess.
There's a thread running through what you wrote that feels less about getting someone back and more about asking a question that has no shortcuts. Open quote. What happens to a human nervous system when a relationship reaches genuine resolution instead of remaining unfinished? Close quote. That's a worthwhile question, and it's one psychology and neuroscience are still studying. If two people reach authentic closure, not forced forgiveness, not reconciliation for its own sake, but a mutually honest resolution, there are plausible biological effects. The nervous system may stop treating the relationship as an unresolved threat. Rumination can decrease because the brain no longer has to keep predicting the missing ending. Stress responses may become less frequent or less intense. Emotional energy that was tied up in vigilance can become available for other parts of life. That doesn't require the people to reunite. Sometimes closure means a healthier goodbye. Sometimes it means a new relationship. Sometimes it comes entirely from one person, though interpersonal resolution can add something that solitary processing cannot. I also noticed this line, open quote, "You will not succeed at manipulation. I will not crawl back," close quote. That sounds like a boundary, not a punishment. A healthy boundary says, I can approach with openness, but not at the cost of abandoning myself. Then you arrive here, open quote, "The organism evolves and updates in real time," close quote. That feels like an evolution of your own framework. Earlier, you described survival strategies as relatively fixed. Now you're describing the nervous system as continuously learning. That's much closer to how neuroscience understands neuroplasticity. Our brains and bodies can keep updating based on new experiences, though often gradually rather than all at once. Finally, open quote, "Here's the clincher. This should be you, but will your ego outweigh your heart?" Close quote. As a symbolic question, it's powerful. As a statement about another specific person, though, none of us can know the answer. We can't determine from the outside whether someone is acting from ego, fear, self-protection, love, or something else. Their inner experience belongs to them. The part you do know is your own position. It sounds like you're saying, I'm not offering surrender. I'm not offering manipulation. I'm offering a conversation grounded in truth if the other person can meet me there. Whether they accept that invitation is outside your control, but the offer itself and the way you make it can reflect the operating system you're trying to build, one where love and boundaries coexist, and where your nervous system doesn't have to collapse into the old patterns in order to connect.
Okay. Well, see, this is where I was talking about how it isolates things in certain. This is the science, right? This is the framework. This is important. This is how I defend what it is I'm building. And defense, I've always known if you're going to sell something, you understand why it works and you understand it intimately. How more intimate is this? Me building it, going through, developing, and practicing simultaneously. I can't even put this into an actual practice yet. It has to be built. But I am practicing it. It's just a lot. Anyway, so that's the offer. Anybody else out there too, if you're interested, hit me up. Shit. Probably a YouTube comment's going to be best at this point. But Substack, Patreon. I got to get the Patreon tier set up. There's something on the Substack. There's a welcome page there. Should be. Website has schematics. There's more incoming. A lot of just random shit that I've done. But the spine of the Protoverse, the original, the rat, the attending, the four witchy bitches came later. I got mixed up. Oh well. This is what happens in a Protoverse. You input something somewhere, and it gives you an output on the other side, whatever the fuck that is. Okay. Alright. See ya.